Hello everyone. Guangxi, a province located in southern China, is officially known as the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. This is one of the 5 autonomous regions of the People's Republic of China, covering an area of 237,600 square kilometers with an estimated population of 50,470,000 in 2022. This autonomous region borders 4 provinces of China: Yunnan, Guizhou, Hunan, and Guangdong. At the same time, it also borders the Vietnamese provinces of Zhejiang, Sao Bang, Lang Son, and Quang Ninh. Guangxi boasts a 1,500 kilometers coastline in the south, stretching along the Gulf of Tonkin. Thus, this is the only ethnic minority autonomous region in mainland China with a coastline, and it serves as a crucial border gateway connecting the nation of 1 billion people to the world, especially to Vietnam. To leverage its geographical advantages, Guangxi aims to build a synchronized and comprehensive transportation network. China has developed both road and rail systems connecting to our country, aiming to enhance passenger transport capacity and promote goods trade, while simultaneously forming a seamless connecting corridor with the Southeast Asia region. Another distinctive feature of this autonomous region is that it was once a key province of China until the administrative adjustment in 1958. To this day, the locals still commonly refer to this place as Guangxi Province, rather than using its official name, the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. So why did China adjust the administrative functions of this area? Let's take 5 minutes to explore the answer in the video below. The difference between provinces and autonomous regions in China. Due to the influence of historical, cultural, economic factors, and various other reasons, the division of administrative units differs among countries. For China, one of the core principles in establishing and dividing administrative units is to ensure long-term stability. Even the adjustment of administrative units must aim to promote socio-economic development, maintain national unity and strengthen national defense and security. Currently, Chinese law stipulates 4 basic administrative levels: provincial, prefectural, county, and township. In the administrative system of the People's Republic of China, the provincial level is considered the first-tier administrative division. Currently, this country has 33 provincial-level administrative units, not including Taiwan. This region comprises 25 provinces, 5 autonomous regions, 4 centrally governed cities, and 2 special administrative regions. Administratively, provinces and autonomous regions hold equal status, but in practice, there are still clear differences between these 2 units. Most of China's provinces are concentrated in the eastern region, which borders the sea. With vast plains, a warm climate, and abundant rainfall, the conditions are extremely favorable for agriculture and economic development. In autonomous regions such as the Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region or the Ningxia Hui Autonomous Region, the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region and the Tibet Autonomous Region are located close to each other, both situated in the western part of China, a place with harsh terrain and a slower developing economy. The Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region, in particular, borders the sea and boasts exceptionally favorable natural conditions. Nestled among towering mountain ranges and enriched by the alluvial deposits of the West River, a tributary of the Pearl River, forming fertile plains in the south, Hui is not only an autonomous region but also home to a large number of ethnic minority groups in China, in which at least one ethnic minority group makes up the majority of the population. According to the national constitution, autonomous regions have higher legislative authority than provinces. In reality, the authorities in these areas do not hold greater power than provincial-level governments. At the same time, their economic and political status was also not valued. Generally, the primary purpose of establishing autonomous regions is to recognize rights and preserve distinct cultural characteristics. This also limits the development potential of ethnic minority communities, such as the Zhuang community in Guangxi. On the other hand, this also helps enhance the mainland's reputation, creating a positive impression on the international community. To view more favorably a country that once implemented policies that ruthlessly destroyed its culture. From Guangxi Province to the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region's center of power, Guangxi has maintained a pivotal position throughout the country. Before the feudal era, Guangxi was inhabited by the Baihui tribes, together with Guangdong forming the Liangguang region. Guangxi is the abbreviated name of Guangnan West Circuit, which first appeared during the Song dynasty from 960 to 1279. After the division of the Liangguang region, This area was split into two parts: the western route of Guangnan and the eastern circuit of Guangnan. Later, during the Yuan dynasty, from 1206 to 1368, the region of Quang Te Lo was officially named Quang Te, signifying the vast territory in the southwestern region. During the era of the Republic of China, Guangxi remained a province of China and was also the site of many significant historical events. From 1929 to 1930, leaders such as Deng Xiaoping and Zhang Yunyi initiated local uprisings in this area. Located in the far south, Guangxi was unaffected by the Chinese Civil War and officially joined the People's Republic of China in December 1949. In 1952, a small coastal strip in Guangdong, including the areas of Qinzhou and Lianzhou, now Hepu County, was incorporated into the new administrative region. Along with Fangchenggang and Beihai being assigned to Guangxi, the province gained direct access to the sea. This decision was revoked in 1955 but reinstated in 1965. By July 15, 1957, at the fourth session of the First National Assembly, the proposal of Prime Minister Zhou Enlai had been approved. The conversion of Guangxi province into an autonomous region while maintaining the same administrative boundaries as the former Guangxi province. In March 1958, the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region was officially established. By 1965, the region was renamed the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region. Guangxi became an autonomous region primarily due to ethnic factors. It is home to many ethnic minorities, particularly the Zhuang, China's largest minority group. The establishment of the autonomous region aims to safeguard the cultural, economic, and political rights of these ethnic groups while promoting harmonious development among communities. 65 years ago, in 1959, the Tibetan uprising in Lhasa was brutally suppressed by the Chinese military. This marks the end of nearly 2 weeks of protests demanding autonomy for Tibet. And finally, the 14th Dalai Lama, the spiritual leader of Tibet, was forced into exile in India to continue his life. The victory of the Chinese Communist Party laid the foundation for the establishment of the Tibet Autonomous Region in 1965. This is the fifth autonomous region and the last one established in the People's Republic of China to date. Previously, the autonomous regions were established in the following order: Inner Mongolia, 1947, Xinjiang, 1955, Guangxi and Ningxia, 1958. But what puzzles people is that compared to other autonomous regions, Guangxi does not have as much ethnic unrest nor has it experienced protests like those in Tibet. So what is the main reason for the change in the administrative function of this area? First, it is necessary to reform the political system and foster sustainable internal development. Currently, China has 56 ethnic groups, with the Han Chinese being the largest at approximately 1.28 billion people, accounting for over 91% of the total population. Next is the Zhuang ethnic group with approximately 19.5 million people, accounting for nearly 1.38% of the country's population and primarily concentrated in the Guangxi region. Then come ethnic groups such as the Uyghur, Hui, Manchu, Yi, Tujia, Tibetan, and Mongolian. Although ethnic minorities on the mainland make up a small proportion of the population, they are widely distributed, spanning over 60% of the territory. They are present across all provinces, autonomous regions, and centrally governed cities nationwide. The population distribution of these ethnic groups is characterized by both concentration and dispersion, with a tendency to live interspersed yet also forming small, clustered communities. At the same time, there was always an intertwining with the Han Chinese craft. Before the establishment of the People's Republic of China, Chinese dynasties since the Han period had implemented various policies and established governance systems for ethnic minorities. Holding the reins. During the Eight Kingdoms period, the ethnic policy stood out for its flexible approach, focusing on maintaining the status quo and avoiding disruption to minority groups. Rather than imposing control, the court concentrated on ideological persuasion to win over tribal chiefs and clans. This method is considered the rudimentary foundation for later ethnic autonomy policies. Deitu Juliu. During the Republic of China era, the ethnic policy recognized only 5 ethnic groups within the Republic: Han, Manchu, Mongol, Uyghur, and Tibetan, while all other ethnicities were completely unrecognized. However, in any dynasty, the power of the central government never reflected equality among ethnic groups, but primarily focused on the majority and ruling ethnicities. Since the founding of New China in 1949, a new era began, an era of equality, unity, and mutual support among all ethnic groups. Although this country is still sometimes criticized for cultural repression, particularly regarding issues related to the Uyghur people, overall, the situation has improved significantly compared to previous periods. The leaders realized that following the Soviet model would hinder the country's development, so they decided to implement crucial reforms to change the situation. At that time, Guangxi was one of the regions in need of political reform, not only because it was rich in resources, a favorable condition for accelerating economic reforms, but also due to its geographical proximity to Southeast Asia, which was seen as a highly potential consumer market for Chinese goods. Golden Age, those who praised the imperial court in Guangxi still held the view that before the era of the Republic of China, although warlords across the land were suppressed, the internal chaos was so severe that even Chiang Kai-shek nearly faced removal from office multiple times. In the early years of the People's Republic of China, Guangxi still faced numerous challenges, with rampant banditry due to a century-long period of social chaos. This posed a constant threat to the lives of the local people. For internal development, this situation requires special political handling to enable the people of Guangxi to harness their strengths while thoroughly eliminating hidden internal risks. This also contributes to ushering China into a new phase of comprehensive and sustainable development. Following the proposal of ethnic minority representatives, the government approved granting full authority to the local administration to implement reforms in Guangxi, while also establishing an autonomous region there as a testament to the nation's renewal and reform efforts. Preserving the cultures of ethnic minorities' total population, their settlements cover more than 60% of Guangxi. Although South Korea has a large population, its land area is limited, with the majority of people concentrated in major urban areas. In the future, industrial development and agricultural expansion will primarily take place in rural regions. In reality, the Zhuang people are the largest ethnic minority group on the mainland. Therefore, after the establishment of the Inner Mongolia Autonomous Region and the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region, creating a provincial-level Zhuang Autonomous Region is necessary to ensure fairness, prevent the Zhuang people from feeling discriminated against, and avoid fostering separatist sentiments. Previously, some argued that the Chowan ethnic group did not share many similarities with the Han people and was not known for separatist movements, making the establishment of a provincial-level Chowan autonomous region unnecessary. However, others, particularly Chuan Lai, emphasized that ethnic issues are inherently complex, and every ethnic group preserves its own historical imprints through a long process of development. Although the Chowan people left relatively few historical marks, they cannot be considered inferior to the Manchus. Tens of thousands of years ago, their ancestors already inhabited the southern regions of China. The land of Chowan first came under the administration of the Chinese central government over 2,000 years ago, possessing its own unique culture and language. The Chowan people, like many other ethnic minorities around the world, gradually absorbed cultural elements from other groups during their formation and development. At the same time, some among them were assimilated and integrated into larger ethnic groups. As early as the 200s, the Chowan people adopted many Han Chinese customs and cultural practices, including sedentary agricultural lifestyles, land cultivation, triple crop farming, and the use of fertilizers. They settled in lower-lying areas compared to other ethnic minority groups and directly competed with Han Chinese farmers. Currently, the indigenous language of this ethnic group is still preserved, with 85% of the Zhuang people in Guangxi being proficient in the Zhuang language. This language belongs to the Tai Kadai family and has been deeply influenced by neighboring Sinitic languages, particularly Cantonese. However, according to some sources, Guangxi implemented compulsory education for the Zhuang people very early through a Zhuang Chinese bilingual program. As a result, the majority of this ethnic group are now fluent in both their native language and Mandarin Chinese. Regarding beliefs, the Chowan people practice polytheism. They often worship sacred objects such as massive rocks, ancient trees, mountains, land, as well as mythical creatures like dragons, snakes, birds, and the ancestors of their ethnic group. Since the Tang dynasty, Taoism and Buddhism have deeply influenced people's lives. By the 19th and early 20th centuries, Christian and Catholic missionaries from abroad had arrived in the region, but their impact was insignificant, primarily limited to a few major urban areas. In terms of culture, The Choan people share many similarities with the Tay and Nung ethnic groups in Vietnam. Besides their main occupation of wet rice cultivation, they have also strongly developed handicrafts such as weaving, fabric dyeing, pottery, bronze casting, and boat building. They still maintain the traditional form of market day gatherings. By 1983, the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region officially designated the third day of the third lunar month as the annual Singing Market Festival, also known as the 3rd of March Festival. On this occasion, people often organize cultural performances with call and response singing and various folk games such as ball tossing, fireworks displays, lion dances, tug-of-war competitions, and crossbow shooting. Additionally, the Chuang people regard bronze drums as precious works of art, serving both as musical instruments and symbols of power and wealth. The cast patterns on the drum's surface reflect the pinnacle of artistic achievement by the Zhuang people thousands of years ago. Today, the Guangxi Ethnic Museum still preserves over 500 bronze drums of the Zhuang. This is also a people with a diverse cuisine featuring many distinctive dishes made from the traditional staple of rice, such as colorful sticky rice, pumpkin sticky rice, sweet potato sticky rice, cylindrical glutinous rice cake, round glutinous rice cake, stuffed tofu, roasted pork, and many other delicious dishes. Home but continue living with their birth parents. They only return to their husband. Families. Today, while changing surnames is no longer mandatory, this custom remains widespread, seen as a remnant of the matriarchal system in the nation. Guangxi has undergone significant changes since becoming an autonomous region. Autonomous Council has the authority to establish autonomous regulations and specific provisions suited to the region. The Zhuang people not only have Han politicians but are also prioritized to participate in the autonomous region's administrative system. According to 1977 statistics, in Guangxi alone, there were over 82,000 party members and professional cadres from the Zhuang ethnic group. In the early years after the founding of the People's Republic of China, Guangxi, like many other ethnic regions, had a backward and weak economy. The agricultural structure is primarily a subsistence economy, with almost no significant modern industry to speak of. Apart from a few small factories, most of what remains are traditional craft workshops. In 1949, the total value of industrial exports accounted for only 14% of GDP, with the handicraft industry alone contributing up to 91% of the production value. However, from the time the economy entered its recovery phase in 1949 until 1957, along with the development during the implementation of the first five-year plan. At the same time, modern sugar factories sprang up, yet key industrial projects were notably absent. This has a significant impact on the industrial development process in areas inhabited by ethnic minority communities. By 2022, Guangxi ranked 19th out of China's 31 provincial-level administrative regions in terms of economic size, excluding Hong Kong. With a GDP of $391 billion, this region leads among China's 5 autonomous regions. However, due to uneven development between ethnic minorities and the Han Chinese, the per capita GDP of this region remains low. Although it has increased significantly compared to before, this income level is still lower than other autonomous regions, reaching only $7,747. The road section from 29 provinces across the country is only slightly higher than that of Heilongjiang and Gansu. Before the autonomous region was established, transportation in the Trang region was extremely difficult. In the 1950s, Guangxi had only 3,622 kilometers of low-standard, poor-quality asphalt roads. The disaster resilience capacity remains limited, while the actual drivable length only reaches 555 kilometers. With the development of the economy, under the guise of autonomy, by 1977, the asphalt road system in Guangxi has reached a total length of 29,333 kilometers, connecting 98% of its communes and 70% of its villages by motorway. By the end of 2021, the total length of paved roads in the Guangxi Zhuang Autonomous Region reached 160,600 kilometers, including approximately 8,000 kilometers of expressways. The development of the transportation industry has facilitated the movement of large volumes of industrial equipment and essential goods for daily life. The total distance from the city to the mountainous region, where ethnic minorities primarily live, is quite long. Conversely, this also makes it easier for people in mountainous areas to bring their products down to the lowlands. Includes timber, agricultural products, regional specialties, and mineral resources. This has narrowed the gap between urban and rural areas, promoting economic development as well as the cultural and social life of the Zhuang ethnic people. Back in the day, they had to trade up to 20 kilograms of rice just to get half a pound of salt. A single chicken could only be exchanged for a mere 10 needles, while 7 kilos of cotton could barely fetch a single box of matches. The developed economy has contributed to more effectively preserving and promoting the traditional cultural values of the Zhuang ethnic group. Now, they have enough resources to regularly organize singing, dancing, and various other folk art activities. The healthcare and education situation in the Zhuang ethnic regions has also seen significant improvements. Before 1950, rural areas in Guangxi frequently suffered from shortages of medicine and healthcare services. Especially dangerous infectious diseases such as malaria, cholera, anthrax, and dengue fever are spreading widely. In some areas, the incidence of hemorrhagic disease can reach up to 90%. In 1950, the entire Guangxi province at that time had only 100 hospitals with 2,113 beds and 2,091 medical staff. Here are the two natural English translation options. The healthcare sector has also made remarkable advancements by adopting modern technology and more professional management systems. Although China's autonomous region management policy was established with the aim of preserving culture and safeguarding the rights of ethnic minorities. However, some other opinions argue that this is merely a smokescreen to disguise the inequality in Beijing's development policies. On one hand, this nation leads significant ethnic minorities to believe they are recognized and hold a position within the political system. From then on, disruptive behaviors will be significantly reduced. On the other hand, they strengthen the power of the Han people, encouraging this ethnic group to migrate and assimilate minority groups. The population of ethnic minority groups is steadily declining. Currently, out of the total population of 50,470,000 people living in Guangxi, the Zhuang people account for only 34.7%. Meanwhile, the Han people make up the majority with about 62.5% of the population. For most Chinese people, the province still plays a more important and functional role than the autonomous region. Back in the day, if this land had been called Guangxi province, its relationship with the Han people would surely have been much closer. And in the eyes of visitors, this place appears as a bustling and modern area. But when it was converted into an autonomous region, people inadvertently placed Guangxi on the same level as Tibet and Xinjiang, places often associated with instability and ethnic-related issues. For those who have never set foot in this region, autonomous areas are often perceived as less developed and more backward compared to other provinces. Although this place is famous for its unique culture, in reality, many visitors to Guangxi often don't remember that it's an autonomous region, nor is there any backwardness to be found here. At the same time, there isn't much difference between the Zhuang and Han people. It is evident that this is an autonomous region with remarkable harmony, where ethnic minorities and the Han people have coexisted peacefully for a long time. Hello everyone, and see you in the upcoming videos.